Good afternoon and welcome back to the Slowest Race Car YouTube channel. I'm Justin, and in my last video I went over with you guys my main project, my main long-term project, my Civic race car. However, I don't believe I ever went over my daily. For those of you that don't know, I have a number of different vehicles, one of which being a 16 Honda Accord. My car I usually drive to work, 95 Civic Coupe. But the one that I've had the longest, my main daily, is a 2008 Cadillac Escalade ESV. I drove this car almost every day. Ended up getting it's probably not going to show up on the camera, but right here I have a small ding from someone hitting it in the work parking lot. If you come up here and you get close, it's kind of hard to see because the sun's going down, but right here there's a scratch from someone's mirror. So that's why I bought that wonderful car over there, all original, hard to find, not in perfect shape but pretty decent. Interior super clean, all original. Motor looks like it rode off the showroom floor. So that's what I started driving now. However, I used to drive my Escalade all the time. I purchased that vehicle because I had a Chevy Tahoe and I needed a little bit more room. Was looking around for different things, ended up coming to the conclusion I was going to get an Escalade, as I had looked at some Tahoes, newer Tahoes, and the back third row wasn't any bigger. Looked at some Suburbans, some Yukon Denali's, stuff like that. Couldn't really find one that had every option that I was wanting. And when I started looking at prices for a little bit more money, I could just get an Escalade that had everything. Had the bigger motor, the 6.2 instead of the 5.3, had the power steps I wanted. Second row captain's chairs, which you can get those in the Tahoe also, as well as the Suburban and the Yukon. But I wanted to have everything, the whole total package. So that's how I ended up with the Escalade. I love that thing. It's awesome. I'll add some pictures and some videos to this to kind of show everything that I've done to it. As it sits right now, it's a L92, which is the same as a LS3. They just call it something different for the Escalade because it has VVT, variable valve timing, which I have deleted when I pulled the motor out. I did a cams, got chromoly hardened push rods, dual valve springs, retainers. The cam was spec'd for me by Little John's Motorsports. Chris Seahorn at Circle D got me set up with a billet 3200 multi-disc stall. It's got full suspension from NorCal SS. If you guys have ever looked at anything for Trailblazer SS or any of the GM as well, he sells a lot of lowering systems for a lot of other companies, but he's real popular among the forums and pages for GM products. Purchased my suspension from him. It rides really nice. Love the vehicle. It's got a black set of 24s. What am I forgetting? Oh, to round off the rest of the motor, it's got 1 7/8 long tube headers, off-road Y-pipe, which I have a little bit of fuel smell. I could eliminate that with adding a catted Y-pipe. However, don't really want to spend any more money on the exhaust as it sits right now, because I do have an 80 millimeter custom built Bullseye Power turbo that I had built specifically for that vehicle. Because at the time I was planning on parting out my Escalade, or not my Escalade, my Civic, sorry, which I didn't end up doing. So now that I'm keeping it, trying to get my car done, then I'm going to jump back to that project and get the turbo build done. I love it. It's got so much room. I fit in it. The heated seats are really nice, as well as the steering wheel. I mean, it makes it the perfect vehicle to drive it in the winter. It's got factory remote start. Had a little bit of trouble with the Bose sound system that was in it. The amp was cutting out, and ended up taking that all out, and had a buddy replace the whole stereo. So it's got focal all throughout it. It's got a tweeter in every door now. And it's got a Kenwood head unit instead of the factory nav that it had in it. So anyways, that's where it sits right now. I really love that thing. And without further ado, I'll get into some video of me out driving it around town, kind of when I pulled the motor out and did the motor build. But I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys as well, because I'm going to start adding a lot more to that vehicle once I start making some more considerable progress to my Civic. And that's pretty much it. Among family, the Escalade still remains one of the favorite. All the kids love it. The adults love it. My 82-year-old grandmother loves it because she can hear me, because she doesn't live very far away. And she can hear me come and go to and from work. And she also knows when I pull up at her house that it's me, so she doesn't even need to peep out the window. But like I said, I do have an 80mm turbo. It will be a single turbo setup. And I will be switching the cam out for a turbo cam, more than likely. Or I might wait until I do a motor build, because I would like to do a forged 408 or a 416, or maybe even stay stock displacement and just do forged pistons and rods. That was already all supposed to have been done, but a local machine shop kind of screwed me, as well as a lot of other people around, so never end up getting to that point. So That's why it's just a stock bottom end right now. And later on, as time goes on, I'm going to addressing some issues like that. And I have a few more things, just little random things I want to do. I want to add a set of train horns to it. I want to get the windows tinted a little bit darker. My suspension is adjustable, so I might go down another inch front and rear. Right now it sits at a 3.5. I might go down to a 4.6, or I might just wait until I do a coilover conversion, kind of throwing some different things around. Like I said, now that I'm back to working on my race car, I actually have time to actually figure out kind of what I wanted to do, because my Escalade was a vehicle that was supposed to stay stock, wasn't supposed to do anything with it, was just supposed to haul the family back and forth on trips, and just a nice comfortable vehicle that we could just hop in and drive anywhere with. And we still can, and we do take it. We drive the thing everywhere. I mean, out of the Accord and every other vehicle that I own, that's the one that gets the most use. It gets used as a work truck. It gets used as a kid hauler, a family hauler, grocery runs, to and from work. That's another reason why I picked up a work car, is because I drive that thing around. Right now I don't get the greatest gas mileage. Now actually going in for a retune on the Escalade, they're just going to street tune it this go round, make a couple adjustments. I was out of fuel last time I went to the dyno. That's it. I mean, it's a very fun vehicle, surprises a lot of people. It's outrun quite a bit. It's not really fast by any means. Last time I went out to the track, it went a 14.7. Not real sure. I'll see if I can find the pictures and I'll add that to the video as well. I did, not too long after I went to that track day, I did find out that I had a failed fire ring on the head gasket on the driver's side closest to the firewall. So I did pull it. Since then, I've pulled it all back apart. I fixed that. As soon as the track opens back up, I will be taking it to the track, because I want to get a baseline run. Like, I think it could run a 13 something, probably a high 13. At some point in time, the Escalade will have an 80 millimeter single turbo. Really looking forward to it, because it's fun right now. Even if we only push it to about 600 horse with the stock bottom end, it's all-wheel drive. I mean, it's going to leave the hole pretty decent. And then we'll see where we can go from there. I mean, in goal, I'd like to get it to drop down quite a bit in its quarter-mile time. It's probably never going to be anything super crazy, because it is full weight, full interior with a stereo, and we still do drive it all over the place. I mean, that could change at some point in time, but I really want to see what it can do now, and then after the turbo and everything gets set up. So I will be doing some mods to it. You can check back for further videos. I should be adding one mod, nothing too crazy, here shortly, and you guys can look for that in the next upcoming video. Thank you for watching the channel. Remember to please like, subscribe, comment. If you guys have any questions of what's done to it, or anything that you want to know, anything else that you want to see in the video. I've had a lot of different vehicles, and it's going to be nice to kind of have on video and on record kind of the build process of things. It makes it a little bit easier when I have to start explaining it all. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at SlowestRacecar. I think that's about it. So thank you. Hope you guys have a good Christmas, good New Year.